Where were we? Well, I'm still Mike the Man, and I know that some of you are up and ready to explore what's been going on. Hey, Grandel, how are you? Good to see you, man. Sandy. Hey, guys. Wow, there's a lot of talk about good evening. Wow, thank you so much, people. You know, yeah, it's gonna be short and it's gonna be interesting. Very short. Well, it depends. I had to close my silent glass sliding door, Janie style. Oh my God, these people, man. I don't know what to think. First of all, people think I'm making things up when I'm posting a screenshot. What am I hearing about here, man? I posted the screenshot of what has been redacted, and all of a sudden I'm getting messages on Facebook. You made it up. You photoshopped it. What the fuck is this? Are people that stupid? Like they believe anything they believe, anything that's being put out there. But if you find something and you share it, and you know who you are, who sent it to me, I don't feel the need. If I'm getting a dozen messages within an hour and people say, show me proof that Malaya called her mother at 8:28, I'm like, who the fuck are you to demand proof from me? You can ask me, hey, where did you find this? And maybe I will say, I don't want to tell you. And sometimes I do that, you know what I mean? Because I had problems before where I share too much, where well, this is open source. That has been out there for a while. And yes, you are in the chat right now. I can mention your name. However, I had people before also say to me, hey man, don't mention I sent you something, because then certain other people, may not trust me in the future with information, right? I get this so many times. So that is why I am always reluctant to mention people's names, because otherwise I have to later on remove a video just because I mentioned one name. And sometimes it can be the first name even, and then people know who it was. But this is open. This has been out in the open. This has been unredacted. And it's not the only thing that's been unredacted. There has been little by little, I think, the RCMP is going to reveal more and more. And what's interesting to me is what exactly did they redact and why did they do that? Why didn't they want to share that Malaya tried to call her mother at 8:28 a.m.? Yeah, they're sharing it now after claiming that I came up with something. After claiming I photoshopped something, suddenly they're all coming up with it as if they are the ones who did great detective work. And if somebody says, and why don't you do your own detective work if you think I'm coming up with something, But Ninchi, for example, that's a prime example. She doesn't know how to access information. Give me a break, man. Oh my God. So yeah, thanks a lot to those of you who said, well, Ninchi needs proof from you, Mike. You owe her the proof. I don't owe her nothing. I have never gotten one bit of good information from that channel. Not one thing, only misleading things. That's it, right? So if she thinks she's an online detective, why can't she find out whether or not I'm lying? So what's horrible to me is that when there are people who listen to me who actually, unbelievable. But thank you, Grandel. Thank you so much. Thank you to, I don't even know if I can mention you, who just sent me some information on Twitter. You know who you are. You can always tell me if, you can always tell me whether or not you want me to mention. No, Ninchi is a nobody and stupid, extremely stupid. And so far, most of what she says, she's got it wrong. She got most things wrong, blatantly wrong, right? But again, I don't blame people for what they do. I blame the people who listen to it. I blame the people who listen to garbage. And then all of a sudden, they take it seriously and then they turn on me. Now get the fuck out of here. You turn on me? Okay, if you want to stick with those types of people, listen to them. But don't come back to me and drag this crap to me. You know what I mean? Like if you come to my house, you can run through mud all day, but wipe your shoes or take off your shoes before you come into my house. Don't drag the dirt over to me, right? You can wrestle in mud. You can, oh my God, you can do all of this. You got the power, but don't be iffy. Don't be like, you know, and again, I'm talking about the people who had the nerve to message me. Who message me on Facebook and say, I need to drop everything I'm doing, everything I'm researching, everything I'm looking at, just because somebody thinks. And no, thinking is not the right term here. Just because somebody claims Mike Damon is fabricating things. Well, anyway, thank you so much for the good people here. And it's always so weird when I see such great people, so many of you sending me amazing information. And then some fucking loser who is on YouTube talking about nothing, wasting everybody's time all day long. And they get the attention. There are so many of you who deserve the attention, which is why I feel comfortable doing this right now, because I always have the opportunity to say, look at my chat, people. There are many times where I say, okay, I have a couple of things I want to discuss. I'm going to get to them right now. But that's it. After that, I may have a lot. I may have nothing else. But I will continue to sort of lean back and let the chat do it for me, right? Because I do believe that life is a circle. So if I inspire any of you and teach you something with plaids, and then you apply it and then you surprise me, as was the case in my last video with Alan Greenberg, quite a few of you have while listening to the 911 call of the boyfriend, recognized things that I didn't recognize at the time. Now, of course, I'm doing a live. I'm not sitting down with the pen and a transcript in front of me. I'm not doing how I would do it if I was actively working the case. But still, it is fantastic when people pick up on things that I pick up on, right? 38 page? Yeah, so yeah, all they can do is watch me and say, maybe he made it up. That's all they're able to do, dude. And I don't even want to mention any others, even though I gotten the messages, hey, this person said this about you. Don't fucking tell me what people say about me. Unless they're important, unless they have some important to add, right? If you watch them, that's your fault. The joke's on you. You're the one wasting your time. You know what I mean? If you have nothing else to do than watching every single channel, regardless of look, let me say it like this. There are people who spend hours a day researching off and on, right? And I used to do these things when I used to have other projects, and then I get sidetracked with things I'm really interested in. And it means I'm looking things up all the time. All day long, I'm looking things up. And sometimes when I don't feel like being online or making a video, I'm getting this one message and I think, oh my God, I missed it. And I get inspired. I get inspired very quickly, and I get demotivated very quickly too, right? But let me read your chat for a minute, man. I don't want to make this about me. Yeah, there are so many. Hey, Kent is here. Oh yeah, Kent, thank you for clarifying some things, not with me, but with other people. I appreciate that. Kent, thank you very much. The free flow of information cannot be stopped. And if I said anything in the past, I'm, hey man, the most important thing is free flow of information. That is the most important thing that cannot be stopped, and it will not be stopped. And yeah, there are people who sit back and passively criticize what other people do. But you know what? When it comes down to it, the thing that needs to happen is that we don't hold back. So even if there's something that we have that we don't necessarily want to share with the wrong people, well, find a way to publish it, right? I mean, in the case of Sebastian Rogers, the footage that was leaked, people are not interested in being associated with something that they think may backfire on them. But still, they contact certain channels and say, hey, this is between me and you. I want to send you something for my ringtone or for my ring cam. And you can listen to a little bit of audio, but you can't say it came from me. Sure. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that, right? Thank you so much, Kent. And again, thank you, Kent, for always, I respect the free flow of information. I don't like it when people sit somewhere and have nothing to offer but waste other people's time. And there are so many people like that, right? So I will try to keep it short. And I always look at my chat. Are you still with me? Okay, cool. I'm going to keep going. But you see, today, I want first, I'm saying all of this because I want to bring everybody's mind back down to the basics, to the reality. Because if you listen to a lot of different channels, and there are too many opinions, we need to look at some of the facts. And I am going to focus on the small parts here. They're not small to me. They may seem small. In reality, they are huge. And they come from this document, the unredacted parts. And the question we need to ask ourselves, analyze law enforcement as well, people, right? We have to analyze statements given by law enforcement and their actions, because police lie all the time. All the time. Now, if you have watched Forensic Files 20 years ago, like I had religiously done so, you will realize that many times the lies actually lead to a conviction where they're setting a trap. They cannot get a search warrant somewhere. So they tell the guy, hey, listen, next week we're going to come back with the dogs. And by the way, they can find out, or DNA can be traced after a long time, blah, they scare him. They don't get a search warrant. They can't get it. But then they watch the guy, and sure enough, the next day he gets all the cleaning supply. He scrubs the whole house, and then they get the search warrant based on that. So there's a reason police are allowed to lie to us, right? But they're also oftentimes deceptive when they give public statements. When they give public statements, they don't want to tell you everything that they know. And sometimes there's a good reason for it, but because they're close and they don't want the suspect to know how close they are. And sometimes they don't know anything. And sometimes they are trying to cover up their own mistakes, as I believe had been happening in the case of Sebastian Rogers. I believe in the first 3 days, they treated this like a runaway case and didn't even look at the possibility that there could have been a criminal action leading to the disappearance of Sebastian. So there can be very different reasons. So when law enforcement, when they decide to redact certain parts of a document, my question is why? Why didn't they want us to know initially that at 8:28, Malaya tried to call her mother? Why didn't they want to know that? Why didn't they want us to know that or pay attention to it? Why didn't they? You see, there is a reason for that. Maybe they thought, well, I don't want to go into maybes. I'm sure you have your own thoughts right now. And I can think of 3 or 4 different types of thoughts right now, right? Actually, 2 major ones, but I don't want to go there. I really want to just make sure that I highlight with you guys, this has been an avoidance. Their redactions, in my opinion, were avoidances of subjects that will not align with their claim that there is nothing criminal in nature. Everything that goes against the narrative. Why do you think Daniel is so adamant to say, read the documents, read the documents, read the documents? Hey, Daniel, I have news for you. I'm reading the documents now. I'm reading the unredacted parts. And boy, do I have some questions for you about that. Were you there? Where were you when Malaya tried to call her mother? You said Malaya was asleep the whole time, right? Uh-oh. Yeah, I can guarantee you at 8:28 a.m. Well, maybe you've been up all night and you've been dozing off here and there. But if I had to make a guess, I would say you were right there. Well, maybe you dozed off for a minute, and that's when Malaya decided to go against the script or the plan and do it. But now I have some real questions for you, Daniel. Daniel, you're praising these documents. Well, now that we have the unredacted parts coming up, guess what, homeboy? Can you now talk about that and answer us some questions? Because your ex-girlfriend, she doesn't want to. Who's here, Daniel? Daniel Martell. Wow. Okay, you didn't know? What were you doing at 8:28 a.m., Daniel? Like when Malaya tried to call her mother. By the way, Daniel is in chat. Okay, you were sleeping? I think it's you, right? Maybe I need to click on your profile first to see if I see some Pokemon stuff. So guys, now this is unexpected, but if you have questions for Daniel, you can do so in chat. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me a second, people. Thank you for coming. I have a couple of questions for you, okay? What would you say to Jack and Lilly if you saw them? Or what if you thought Jack and Lilly could hear you right now, what would you say to them, Daniel? Daniel, this is your show now, okay? I'm not going to say anything else. Anybody here, guys can ask some questions. Otherwise, I'm going to keep going with this. So Daniel told us that he doesn't know what happened. He didn't know about the phone call. And he just said to us in my chat that he was sleeping when Malaya tried to call her mom. And you know what? Since people always say to me, yeah, let me just make sure everybody is who he says he is. Okay, it is him. Daniel, here's the thing. You say you were sleeping, but you also said that Malaya was sleeping. And that's where the problems come in. You said Malaya was sleeping. So you were her alibi, right? Okay, fair enough. If you were, so in other words, let's clear things up. You stated that Malaya had been asleep, right? And you talked about being in and out of sleep. Both of you talked about being in and out of sleep. And that is a very vague way to put it. It is very vague because, it gives. Okay, I'm reading. You know what? Let me put this on the screen. So what time did you definitively wake up, Daniel? Like what time and Friday morning, according to you, did you open your eyes and you were awake? Where I can say, now Daniel was awake and I can ask him certain questions about this specific timeline without being told that, you were in sleep that moment. Because when you say you are in and out of sleep, that's a whole different story. Then, that's very selective. Out of sleep, I don't know if you can see this. Daniel, what do you think people are getting wrong right now? Okay, Malaya said she woke you up at 9:40. Got it. 9:40 a.m. But how did it get started? Why did police think the kids had been missing since 8 a.m.? And Daniel, I have a question for you also. Your mother keeps saying, if you want the answers, look at Malaya. What do you think she means by that? Like, what do you think your mom is hinting at when she talks about Look at Malaya. That's where the answers are. Because your mom and you both say very different things. Okay, so you think that because of Malaya's silence, that is the only reason that your mom thinks, or is there anything else other than Malaya's silence? And I know your mom is not here to talk herself, but you know, I would like to know. I mean, I would like to know what you think. Yeah, but Daniel, didn't you tell us that all her belongings were in your house? That's a statement you made before, remember? You say, why were Malaya's clothes left at Patty's on Wednesday? So are you suggesting that Malaya had a plan to leave before? And when you refer to all of her belongings being at your house, what belongings are you referring to? Because you said all of her belongings, and using all would include clothing. You didn't differentiate. Okay, sorry, dude. Okay, Daniel's here, guys. I'm gonna chill out. Well, if I talk too fast, don't let that be the reason to stop talking. So I will talk very slow, okay? You said that Malaya left all her clothing at Patty's on Wednesday, right? Let me get something else that you can clear up right now. Yes. Here's something I want you to clear up in a minute too. Okay. But you said all of her belongings. Now, here is something that I think police made a mistake. They said regarding Thursday, Daniel said, So the police is wrong when they say on Thursday you didn't come home until 10:30, right? That was Wednesday, right? And by the way, I consider there have been so many mistakes in these documents here. Here it says regarding Thursday, Daniel said they left her grandmother's house at 9:30 p.m. and got home around 10:30 p.m., then put the kids to bed. But that would, of course, be, you were working at the fence on Thursday, right, Daniel? Hey, A Balance. Okay, how about the 2 shirts that you said Malaya took? Wow. So I want to just clarify with you what police said happened on Thursday, that you came home at 10:30. Did police get this mixed up with Wednesday, or did you get it mixed up before? Because what they also state is Daniel could not remember if they went to town on Wednesday or not. Okay. Let me bring back the screen of the chat because I don't want this to be lost. So Daniel says, I'm going to say this, not sure if I can, but in the CPS court case, in her affidavit, she states she wanted to leave 2 weeks prior, but decided to stay. Okay, so 2 weeks before the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, Malaya told them that she wanted to leave. And then she changed her mind. So this was from your first interrogation regarding Thursday? So this part is wrong then. about Thursday night, you coming home at 10:30 p.m. I agree. I agree. Okay, so you came home 4 p.m. on Thursday, and you didn't leave the property after that? I mean, you didn't go to you worked at the fence until you. Okay. Okay, so this is absolutely incorrect then. So how can we keep referring to these court documents if they get so much wrong? Okay, got you. Got you. So you refer to the court documents all the time, right? So they also got Lansdowne Station Road. They got that wrong too. I mean, and I believe you actually. I believe that this is not about Thursday. This sounds like what you've been telling us about Wednesday. But I mean, except this part, Tim Hortons, that was Thursday, right? But what's strange to me, when they say Daniel could not remember if they went to town on Wednesday or not, because that wasn't so long after Wednesday when you were interrogated. So I'm just curious what exactly was said, you know? Okay, got it. Well, what I find very curious is that Malaya thought Cody did it, or I know she didn't think Cody did it, but let's go back here. Because I want to make sure I get some of your questions in too. And Daniel can pick and choose what he wants to answer. Angeline? I don't know who Angeline is. She was implying Cody did it, yes. And Cindy Murray said she had a gut feeling Cody did it. And it was 12. Let me see this one. Oh, about Justin? Yeah. Osprey, please give me a question. I will read it out loud. Daniel, can I ask you, when did Justin first come to your property? Why did you park so far away when he came down with his car? at the pig gate by the cabins, 300 yards away from your property. Belinda said that you and Justin walked down from very far, and he parked his car very far away. Too many cars? So when did Justin come to your property that Friday? But your brother never had to take a pali, right? No, please, guys, ask Daniel whatever question you have had for a very long time, and do it in a polite way. And remember what I always said, the right way to ask questions is not by telling somebody what they did or didn't do, but let people speak. So Daniel, do you think that the blanket was planted in the tree? Yes or no? And really, it's about what do you think? Do you think the blanket was planted? Really? Who did the investigators tell you that they think planted the blanket? Can you disclose that? And why? Why do you think somebody would plant this blanket? I mean, what is the purpose? Okay, you don't have to do that, but you have your own thoughts, of course. What would be the purpose of planting the pink blanket up in a tree? I guess asking for your neighbor's name then isn't good. But I don't understand, because if you and Malaya and nobody knew what happened to Jack and Lily, then why would somebody want to direct the narrative at you rather than focus on finding out what happened to Jack and Lily? Okay, so you say forensic are not back to lay arrest. Do you expect somebody to be arrested in the future, Daniel? Do you expect there, without naming names, do you expect there to be an arrest in the future? Yeah, but you see, now it's very difficult. I understand you don't want to name names, but that makes it very, very difficult to continue down that path without me understanding or me getting it from you who you think would want to frame you. Right? Are you talking about Cindy? Because Cindy apparently, which is the topic here, tried to frame Cody maybe. Because that seems to have come from Cindy. It was her mother's gut feeling. That's what Malaya said. Why she said, please look at Cody. And I remember that you said in your one of your first interviews, they should look at the New Brunswick border or Prince Edward Island. You know, you made a statement that would align with what I heard or was told the suspicion was in terms of or the claim that Cody may have taken them to New Brunswick. Okay, CPS docs say more about Cindy and Mom. So have you seen the CPS documents? How much of the CPS documents have you been able to see yourself? Okay, got it. Thank you, Grandel. Malaya called RCMP and told them Cody took them to New Brunswick. Yes, absolutely. But what I remember in an early interview, Grandel, Daniel said maybe they should close down the airport or look at the airports. They should look at the New Brunswick border. He said it as well, right? So Daniel, were you thinking about Cody or were you thinking about another possibility? Yeah, I remember you said that before, actually. That you were asleep while she talked about Cody. It was 9:09 p.m. I remember 9:09. Why were you so sure about 9? You said 9:09 p.m. I remember that 9:09 p.m. you went to sleep, and at 12:45 a.m. Malaya called about Cody. Indicated Cody Sullivan may have picked up her children. She said did not have any proof of this. She just wanted to make sure every possibility is looked into. Okay. Is there anything you can share from the CPS documents, even if you redact certain parts or certain names? Is there anything that we are missing that we should be aware of, where you think that we don't get the big picture maybe? I mean, what are we missing? That's my question to you, Daniel. Okay. If you share the documents, it's 2 years in prison. Okay. You mean if you share information from it? You don't have them physically in front of you, right? You have them? Oh my God. Andrea. Okay, I understand. Well, can you tell me what is in the CPS documents that you think we should know more about, or that we get wrong? Okay, Daniel says he has the documents. He has them. So, got it, Granville. Okay. I know it is, and I don't mind if you're being vague here about it. But is there anything that you think can help us information-wise? Oh, the video of you finding the blanket with Justin in the garbage can. Do you have that video? You know, I would love to show that video on my channel. And I will share the unedited version. Okay. Do you think your brother could maybe send me that video? I would love to see it, man. And why was it so important for you to call RCMP about the okay, let me guess. I want to clarify these things. So when you were told about the blanket, why is the blanket so important? Why do you think the blanket is so important, Daniel? And when had you last seen it before? Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, let's see. The blanket wasn't important at first, investigators told me, but hell, it changed quick. Right. Why do you think it's so important to people? Daniel, could you ask Justin if he can send me that video of you finding the blanket? That would clear so many things up. So many things. If I can show on my channel. iamfiretown@gmail.com is my email. I'm on top chat and not live chat? Are you serious? No, I don't mind the question. You know what? If you guys, all of the questions you have, just bring them in. Bring the questions. If Daniel wants to answer one of them, then, you know, if there's something I miss, then please, by all means. When did you put the blanket in the door? Was it a piece? Got it. Well, I wouldn't ask, you know, it's the video that I would want, you know what I mean? Only the video. Oh, click and change to live chat. How do I do this? Give me a second. Oh, geez. The CPS documents are not about Jack and Lily and Jack? Then about what? It's my daughter. See, okay, about your daughter. Okay, got it. Oh, yeah, top fans. Wait. I think I see it. Okay, so it's showing only the top fans, right? So what about the documents from before, when CPS had visited you before about Jack and Lily? Have you seen those documents? So those are different CPS documents then. The documents when they visited before the disappearance. Have you seen any of those? So Daniel, where would you look? How about the star that was found on McLeod Bridge? What do you think about that? And how it may have gotten there? And is it a star that belongs to Lily's backpack or jacket? Daniel says he's no Brad Pitt, no acting. Daniel Pitt. Brad Martell. The star was made up. Who said that? Well, I think what we need, Daniel, is a direction to look into, right? And obviously you know more than us. And when there are contradictions, what we need to get down to are the common denominators where facts remain and don't get changed. So if anything, the solution would be to find out what happened to Jack and Lilly, and the show is going to be over. So the focus, I believe, should be helping us find out what happened to them. And everything will be, it may be a happy ending or it may be a bad ending, right? But there is going to be a certain sense of closure. And until this kicks in, this is going to continue, Daniel. Because when people think they are being deceived and being lied to, and the stories change, and then you say one thing, and then your mom says another, you see? That's going to be, this is not going to stop, dude. I mean, what do you think the next few years are going to be like for you? What we need is something that we haven't received from you or Malaya, and I understand that. Malaya's silence, I understand how, believe me, I would love for her to talk. But to say, look at Malaya, because she's not speaking, so what, that's not helping. How is it helping us? If your mom says, look at Malaya, she's quiet, that's suspicious. Well, that's not enough, dude. Who talked? Malaya's whole family is quiet, except Wade. What do you think about Wade's statements that he made to Tint? I mean, he said a lot of things about you. I mean, do you wish to reply to any of that? Why do you think Wade said the things that he said? Like, how was your interaction with Wade? How did you get along? You said Cindy didn't like you, but what about Wade? Why do you think he said the things that he said? Yeah, I mean, would you like to take this opportunity to reply to anything that Wade had stated about you? Anything at all? They all play nice until doors are closed. Okay, that's vague, dude. That's some serious vagueness. Okay, don't stir stuff up. Daniel, What was Wade wrong about? That's what I'm saying to you. Because what Wade said, it's out there and people listen to it. So if you wish to reply to anything that he said, you know, I mean, whatever you think we are missing here, please. No one scares me. I sleep with the door unlocked. Oh, you don't have a wrench on top anymore for the bear? Oh my God. Kelsey says Fluffy is there to protect you. Jeez. Oh my God. Oh, the porch door? Okay. I asked you this before, and I will say this. And I say, Daniel, I will ask the question straight up. Did Jack have an accident in the kitchen? That's the only question I have. That's really, there was no accidents, okay? Well, then tell us what you think. What do you think happened? Seriously. What do you think happened? Where are Jack and Lilly? I know you've been asked this before. Dog doesn't bark at the... Okay. I know you've been asked this before, but what do you think happened? I have to ask this again. Oh yeah, but guys, listen, we are here to ask Daniel questions, right? This is our opportunity to ask him things that we want to know. Because we want him to speak to us. So do you think there's going to be an arrest, not naming who, in the future? So without naming names, is there a certain person or are there certain people specifically you are thinking about when it comes to a future arrest? You don't need to name names. But are you thinking about a certain individual or certain people that you believe are going to be, that should be arrested? Let's say it like that. I think the arrests will be many, but my beliefs are not facts. Many will be arrested, okay? Why do you think law enforcement is not acting on what you believe? And what CRA, Canadian Royal, what? Hey, Rosebud. Hi, Belinda. Belinda asked, Daniel, do you believe FN is stopping chain charges being laid? Okay, wait. This is very fast now, this chat. Very, very fast. I don't want to miss a thing. Yes, I owe CA money from selling a business property. Got it. Tax money. Oh yeah, is that why you didn't file taxes this time? I mean, was there a reason or did you just forget? I guess this is too personal, huh? Your taxes are filed up to date? Okay, I'm asking, of course, because we heard about that. Who said that? Let me think about, did Wade say that? Somebody said that you didn't file taxes this year? Okay, Wade said it. Wade was the one who said you didn't file taxes? Daniel, I have another quick question now. They're going to start searches, organized searches. Where do you suggest people should look? Where would you look? Oh, it was mentioned in the Globe and Mail about taxes? Yeah, that's right. The Globe and Mail article said you didn't file taxes that year. Interesting question from Belinda. Daniel, do you feel charges should be laid against Malaya? Okay, I'm going to slow down. Sorry, Daniel, I'm going to slow down. I just asked you a couple of questions. I will wait. I will wait. Where were... Daniel says, contact me before you search. The neighbors would not be fond. I warn. You're right. Why did I do this? Okay. Be cool, Brian. Please be cool. Be cool. I want answers. But I gotta look at something else here. No physical discipline, just like Malaya stated. Yeah, in physical discipline, okay. So, but Daniel, Malaya said you picked on Jack. What did she mean by that? That's what she told Sunny in chat. That's where we're getting this. Hey, Krista, welcome. Daniel, a year from now, what do you think will have happened? Where do you think we will be a year from now? Do you think there will be any developments? You say Durwood says a lot of things. I understand that, but So he says a lot of things that are not correct as well, right? According to your mother. Yeah, Laurie, I can't wait. I can't wait. Daniel, are you going fishing right now a lot? What is your life like? People recognize you everywhere? I mean, what is your life like now, Daniel? Do people recognize you everywhere? Do- uh, okay, got it. I will read Belinda's question. Where is it? Belinda, could you repeat your question? And what do they say to you, Daniel, when they recognize you? And if you know something, why don't you speak out if you think there's somebody who needs to be arrested? You said several people should be arrested. Why don't you? Okay. And everybody's somehow related up there, right? I mean, there's so much, like, I see the same family names all the time. Yeah, he said he thinks, that's right, Grandel. Daniel said he thinks several people will be arrested. I think many people will be arrested, yes. No, no, I'm not twisting. What am I twisting? Grandel, take over for me. I repeated what you said. You said that you expect that you think many people will be arrested. When do you think that will happen? And Krista, I cannot access the panel right now to change how fast people can speak. If you have access to it as the managing moderator, feel free, or better, don't do it. Okay, wait. Make day one, it should have been over in Kids Found. Yes, I agree, day one. But found where, Daniel? Where? Where? Found where? That is the problem here. I don't have to calm down. Earl Martell. A balanced quoted Earl. Well, make a wrong guess then. Make a wrong guess. You know, you're not under oath. You're not doing a disposition. You're not in court right now. You can make some guesses. Or you can point into a direction, or, you know, you can tell us anything that you think we may be missing. Tint was stalking the area days after the search was over. It was weird. Tint, right? Okay. Did you run into him? I know the confrontation that he had with your father. I mean, we all seen it. He parks outside people's houses, okay. What do you think he wants? But it's been a while, right? Tint hasn't been around. That was a long time ago. Oh, Daniel, did the cadaver dogs go to your father's house? They went to your Uncle Ron's house, right? But not your father's, right? Okay. Where is the ATV parked right now? Or where has it been parked the whole time? According to your mom, it was at your dad's house, right? And it's always been at your dad's house. So the cadaver dogs, were they taken to the ATV? Okay, one more question, follow up. How do you think the boot prints got to the pipeline? What do you think happened with the boot prints at the pipeline? Do you think they were planted? And why did you spend so much time searching at the pipeline? What did you expect to find? Okay, so there was a footprint or a boot print. I get mixed information. There was a boot print, right? So somebody would have had to use Lilly's boot or a boot like that. Okay. Was there a footprint or a boot print? A boot, right? So where did I get footprint from? Was that only from Crime and Shame, or was it in the documents? I don't remember, guys. You need to remind me here. Somebody would have had to use that. Boot print is still up for debate if it's theirs. Okay, so wow, thank you, guys. So my question is, they would have had to have either a boot that was Lilly's or the same make, model, and size. And what would be the purpose? How many yards from the main road exactly was the boot print found? .5 yards? No, I mean, oh, I gotta look this up again, dude. But since you're here, I'm asking you now. So you don't think it, okay, 0.5 kilometers. Wow, okay. So you don't think it was Lilly that was there. You think it was planted. Planted how? That would have had to be, according to police, they got the same type of boot, the same size, and it was a match, right? So it would have had to be either Lilly's boot or, which would seem very far-fetched. Somebody would have had to get the same type of make, the same type, the same brand, the same size, and then how would that have taken place, the planting? If it was 500 yards, half a kilometer south of the main road. Over a dozen kids in the area too, yeah. Including including a child on the ATV that your mom was talking to. When she didn't answer Malaya's call. And that's what I would love to hear from you. When you said everybody has theories, I would love to hear yours, but be a little more direct. You don't have to mention names, or you don't have to, but be a little more direct, because the vaguer you are, the more people are going to try to fill in those blanks. Somebody asks, Daniel, are you covering for Malaya? Please do. Please do, Daniel, because sometimes I have good questions and sometimes I would love for you to be the one telling us because if you're not the one, if you're being vague. Oh, Sandra asked, do you love Malaya? Do you love Malaya? Okay. Sure, Sandra. Go ahead, ask those questions. Malaya isn't a bad person, everyone, so don't think that. Okay. Well, Daniel, you do understand 90% of the people here are female and many are mothers, and they have a very hard time seeing Malaya's disconnected attitude. Avoidances in general, major avoidances. So the same way people look at you for answers, they look at Malaya. And that's not going to stop until people feel they're able to understand what's going on in your mind and Malaya's mind. And until people are able to somehow relate, they look, some do, but others just pay a lot of attention to every single word that you say. And when there are contradictions, I point them out. And I want to know why. Because the focus should be, I know you are. I know. But again, you're talking, but sometimes you are, you're talking around the bush. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes you ask very direct questions and the answers are not direct. And then I detect avoidances and I point them out. Of course, that means the waist deep water is 4 inches deep. It's not spring anymore. What? 4 inches deep? Okay. It was where? Yes, where was that? Where you were waist deep? Where? What body of water were you referring to in the beginning? Because you said you were running waist deep through water. Beside the house, the stream is deep in the spring. Okay. And when was that? When exactly were you waist deep in water? searchers walked through it too. Okay. How about you? When were you there? Can you give me I mean, so it was not before police got there, right? It was the day and the May 2nd. Yeah, was the water cold? Good question. Jack's backpack, is it missing? Malaya has GLR backpacks. Wait, I didn't see this. GHR backpacks? School backpacks. So there was a reference to Jack having a backpack, right? So is that, hey Krista, are you here? Okay. I'm saying just in case. I want the flow to continue in a peaceful manner, answer driven. So Jack's backpack is not okay. So who should RCMP interview next? What should RCMP do, in your opinion? I'll be right back, guys. Continue, please. Okay, coffee time. Daniel, you drink coffee? Oh yeah, you do. You went to Starbucks that day. Krista, let me see. Nature, please be cool. I don't know what happened. Do they get on the sawhorse? Yeah. Nature, please be cool. We're gonna later on have another video, another chat where we're going to hide user from channel if something is out of place. I can lift that later, but I want this conversation, I want this to be good. I want to get information. I am here to get information, guys. I'm here to get information. Right. And if Daniel knows something that he hasn't revealed yet, this is our chance. So Danielle, not Daniel, but Danielle and Krista, moderators, feel free to use the hide user from chat option. I can later go into my panel and change it and get them back to be able to speak. But right now, I want everybody to focus on what type of information you think Daniel may have not been forthcoming about in the past. And that's what we want information on, right? Because you don't want to give somebody an excuse to say, okay, they're attacking me and now I'm not going to talk ever again. And then I want things to be cleared up. That's why I'm doing this. So I'm not, you know, that whatever you saw in old movies where they have a suspect or a person of interest in a dark room, they shine a flashlight in a smoky dark room and say, no, that's not how you do it, dude. If you've been listening to my channel, you should know that. Yeah. See what says Daniel. I just can't understand why you aren't telling RCMP to speak up so you don't have to deal with this anymore. I agree. You know? You say you don't want to name names. I understand that. But you see, what is the result thereof? If you keep people guessing, Daniel, guessing is what people are going to do. And I know you didn't expect this case to become so big. I know that. I know you're overwhelmed by this. You know, I know that 6 months ago, you would have never thought that at this point in your life, all the attention is on you. You know? I know that. But if you're telling us, I cannot talk about this or cannot talk about that, then people will ask why. Why not? And then they will say, well, what can you not talk about? What is it? What exactly are you hinting at, you know? Daniel, how would you rate the job RCMP is doing right now on a scale from 1 to 10, and 10 being the best? How would you rate the work? 10 out of 10? It is a trick question, Daniel, yes. So you rate RCMP 10 out of 10? Seriously? Yeah, it is a trick question, but you know what? I mean, it's no, I mean, it's what I do. Because they haven't found Jack and Lilly. That's why I'm asking. I shouldn't say that. You watch a lot of crime shows right now? Behind the scenes? Me too, dude. Yeah. And again, I would love for you to clear up what you can, man. And if I believe you, I will, stand behind that. There are things that I point out where I would say it as I see it. But again, it's not about me, it's about what happened and figuring out what happened. Because when we do, it'll all calm down. Unless you like this, unless you like the attention. But I don't think you do. I think maybe sometimes I don't know. Maybe you do and you don't. Who knows? I'm not in your mind, bro. I'm not in your mind. I'm trying to get in there, but I'm not. Well, sometimes. How do you feel about the AI pictures of you and Malaya? Daniel, have you had no contact with your two children? I mean, have you not had a phone call or anything? Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. And I bring it up. What did you think happened when the police interviewed your two children? What do you believe happened there? CPS, I'm sorry. CPS interview, yes. I mean, do you have any kind of details what they were asked? And how that took place? So CPS, yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but it's on my mind, you know. What did they ask your children, and what, you know? I'm not going to attack CPS, but there's a reason the case got moved to a different CPS location with new caseworkers. Got it. So they asked your children a lot of questions. Questions about what they may have seen when they were visiting in terms of interactions between you and Jack and Lilly, right? Okay. I mean, what do you know what types of questions they asked? What kinds of questions did they ask, you know? It's what I'm curious about. And okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about SA. I mean, I'm talking about when you made a statement about abuse, they say abuse can be anything, right? Mental, physical. I mean, I'm trying to figure out certain things here about what the questions were that yeah, I mean, what abuse? What would it be? Physical or yelling at them, or what do you think your children could have referred to? You know, that's what I'm curious about. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about SA people. I haven't heard anything about that, so I don't even want to go in there, in that direction at all. But I want to know what type of abuse. No, Krista, let Daniel answer, please. Yeah, I don't want to go unless the language leads me into a certain direction. I'm not going to go there, right? But abuse can be a lot of things. And if you mention that your children, that you think your children claim that you had abused Jack and Lilly, I mean, abuse is a wide spectrum. It's a huge spectrum, right? It's a huge spectrum where it can be verbal, it can be, you know, yelling at somebody, it can be losing your cool and somebody getting on your nerves and you yell, or it can be more, you know. That's why I'm asking these questions. I want, you know, this is something where I need to get a little bit deeper into the subject to identify. Oh, you asked how many times Daniel has been interviewed by CPS before Jack and Lily disappeared. Oh yeah, one moment, please. Wait, guys, I'm gonna pull something up real quick. I'm gonna pull some up real quick. Give me a second, don't leave. Anybody. Here we go. I guess this is fairly new, October 17th. Witnesses describe hearing vehicle the night before. So this is a very new one. And now CBC, live Nova Scotia. Let me see this. Hey, you who just sent me that information, can you send me a link to the video, please? Let's watch it together. Give me a second, guys. CBC live Nova Scotia. Search for Jack and Lily live. Okay, let's see this.
Large Muslim population. And it certainly is a city that is no stranger to policing big events. The local police consulted with local authorities, and in a statement, police say this decision is based on current intelligence and previous.
Wait.
Previously withheld by the RCMP, including the fact two neighbors heard a vehicle coming and going in the middle of the night. And
two neighbors. Who are these two neighbors?
Angela McIver reports.
For the first time, we're hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily Sullivan disappeared from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle coming and going.
Wait,
3 or 4
the neighbor's name? Give me a second.
from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police
Brad Wong?
he heard a loud vehicle coming and going 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning.
So suddenly it's two different people who heard a vehicle, not just one.
Wong said his house is at an elevated position from the children's home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance, and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the...
Okay, so Justin Smith is the name of the neighbor, Kelly.
railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road. Smith.
Okay. So I guess that also was redacted before, and now they're unredacting a lot of things.
Smith told police he later spoke with Wong, who informed him.
Justin lives 2 kilometers away, you say? Yeah, Brad Wong and Justin Smith, the two neighbors.
The vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell. The court records also detail Martell's account of the evening. He told police he went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning. The document said the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m. She said Martell stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. Brooks responded to our request for comment in several interviews.
Okay, so first she says 10 p.m., then 9 p.m. Okay, got it. Or did she first say 9 p.m. and then 10 p.m. and now 9 p.m.? I don't know. I can't keep up with these inconsistencies.
So Martell has told CBC he had nothing to do with the children's disappearance. And in a phone interview Friday, Martell said no one from the family left the property that night and they did not have any visitors.
I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are the kill the kids.
RCMP says the case is still being investigated under the Missing Persons Act and is not a criminal case. Angela McIver, CBC News, Halifax.
2 people are dead after 3 vehicles.
Okay, so that was it, right? Let me see what else. This is the article also. And allegedly tried to steal stuff. Am I getting this right? It says Justin Smith later spoke with Brad Wong, who informed him Daniel's vehicle came and went 5 or 6 times that night. Wong said the car Smith heard was Daniel. I'm reading this from the article, Daniel. I mean, feel free to clarify if you're here anything about that. But this is what I'm getting right now. From, the link from the article, from CBC article and CBC News Live. The records detail Martell's account of the evening before. Am I still live? I hope so. I am. It's wild. Mic drop. So this is now Wong and Smith. The records, okay, he told police, the document said Brooks Murray told police she put Lilly and Jack to bed at 9, okay. She said Martell stayed up and blah, 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 blah. Malaya said she was not woken up through the night. So now we have 2 neighbors. But what did they mean? What is their motivation, Daniel? If you're here. Let me look where they live. I will look. I mean, Daniel said 2 kilometers away. I look for the properties right now. I know I got it somewhere. And which vehicle? He said Martell's vehicle. Was it Malaya's vehicle or? Yeah, I know I have a property of Justin Smith. Oh, God. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it right now, guys, to see where Brad Wong and Justin Smith actually live. And I hope I'll be able to show it to you within a few seconds. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Because this is pretty much, I mean, this is new, guys. This is pretty hardcore. Because now you have two people, and they say it was Daniel's vehicle. That would have had to have been Malaya's, right? Because he didn't have one at the time. I'll wait a little bit if you guys are still here. This is pretty deep, people. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna look and I listen to the audio at the same time. Give me a second. Holy shit.
This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
The search for Jack and Lilly. CBC obtains new information about the missing Pictou County children. Enrollment drop. Cape Breton University sees a steep decline in international students.
I can't look it up right now. If somebody has it handy and wants to send me the information, please do it. I will check.
Numbers. And on the runway, after recovering from a serious accident, this Nova Scotia model walks in Paris Fashion Week.
The weekend is here and looking at a chance for showers this weekend, but also some
A loud vehicle coming and going.
Sorry.
The search for Jack and Lilly. CBC obtains new information about the missing Pictou County children. Enrollment drop. Cape Breton University sees a steep decline in international student numbers. And on the runway, after recovering from a serious accident, this Nova Scotia model walks in Paris Fashion Week.
The weekend is here and looking at a chance for showers this weekend, but also some sunny breaks in the mix. Your full forecast is coming up.
Oh my God, it's cold up there.
Good evening. Court documents obtained by CBC reveal new details in the disappearance of.
Okay, Daniel says blue Subaru sold 4 years ago. Okay, Daniel is right here to answer some questions. So, of course, this is the hot topic right now. And I have Daniel here to clarify if he wants to.
Jack and Lilly Sullivan. Several redactions were lifted today on information previously withheld by the RCMP, including the fact two neighbors heard a vehicle coming and going in the middle of the night. Angela McIver reports.
For the first time, we're hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan disappeared from their home in Pictou County. The children were reported missing from their home at 10:01 on the morning of Friday, May 2nd. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle coming and going 3 or 4 times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning.
Okay.
Wong said his house is at an elevated position from the children's home on Gerlach Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance, and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gerlach Road and Lansdowne Station.
So which car could they have heard? It was a 5-speed first. Now they say Daniel's car. Which car would that have been? Let's keep going.
Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road. Smith told police he later spoke with Wong, who informed him the vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martell. The court records also detail Martell's account of the evening. He told police he went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning. The document said the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m. She said Martell stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. Brooks Murray has not responded to our request for comment. In several interviews,
Of
though,
course not.
Martell has told CBC he had nothing to do with the children's disappearance. And in a phone
Okay, I
interview
got the info.
Friday,
One moment,
Martell
guys.
said no one from the family left the property that night and they did not have any visitors.
I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
RCMP says the case is still being investigated under the Missing
I
Persons
got it,
Act
guys. One
and
moment.
is not a criminal case. Angela McIver, CBC News, Halifax.
Okay.
2 people are dead after.
So wait, I got the property information. I share it with you right now. I got to first look it up, make sure that geez. Give me a second, people. I want to see how far this guy lives. This Justin Smith guy. And I'm hiding. And I'm coming back. So this is Justin Smith. Okay. This is where he lives. Brad also started the rock party rumor thing. Okay. Okay, let's see where it's located. This is Lake Lansdowne Lake right here. You see it, guys? I think all of us are very familiar by now with the map. I think we have looked at this a million times. So let's go to Google Earth. Well, it looks about 2 kilometers away. I'm assuming Justin's house is somewhere on here. But where's Brad Wong, Daniel? Where does Brad Wong live? I'm trying to find his property information right now. Does he live across? I gotta look this up again. Give you guys an idea how it all unfolds. Let's unfold it. It's coming, guys, very soon. I'll play it. I have more information coming right now about Brad Wong thing. Give me a second, okay? So this is Lake Lansdowne. Jeez. I need to make sure I get this correct, okay? Give me a few minutes, no, seconds. Okay. Here we go. Justin Smith, Google Earth, right here, up here, right? See this? So this is Justin Smith right here. You go down, here's Lansdowne Lake, and Jack and Lilly are down there. That's where their property is, right here. And 2 kilometers sounds about right, huh? Because if the pipeline is wait. Give or take. I don't see the scale here, man. I don't see but I'll get some more information coming in a minute. No, Daniel? Wait. Okay, what am I wrong about, bro? Oh, I'm too far north? Sorry. You mean, wait, sorry, guys. Okay, I'm looking at this. Give me a minute. I'm looking at this one, okay? This one here. So how many kilometers would you say, AB? What does it look like to you? Below Lansdowne Lake? Here? Two kilometers, okay, so who's sending me pictures, Daniel? Okay, got it. Wait. Where? On Gmail? Give me a second. Oh, he has another property too, the Justin Smith guy. Oh, wait. Okay, got it. Let me see. Daniel, I didn't get anything from you. I sent you a message before on Facebook. I don't know if you see it. I can say hi to you again on Facebook. Maybe you should check your spam folder or your your message request. That way we can, yeah, let me just request you as a friend, man. Okay, here we go. Oh, I have 5,000 friends. I have to get rid of some first, but I sent you a message. I just sent you a message. But Justin Smith has more properties, guys. This also is from Justin Smith. And so is this one. He owns a lot of stuff up there, but it's all like 2 kilometers away. Daniel, where did you send the message? Did you send it to my Facebook, or did you send it to my Gmail? iamfiretown@gmail.com. You know what? Let me get rid of one Facebook friend so I can request Mr. Martell. Jesus Christ, man. Oh yeah, there you go, Daniel. Thank you, I got it. Okay, this is what Daniel just sent to me. Looks about right. Okay. So that neighbor, Justin Smith, is about 2 kilometers away. Looks about right. I don't know where Wong lives. I don't know where Brad Wong lives. But I saw 3 properties up there from Justin Smith. 3 different ones. And they're all way up there. Around the lake? What do you mean? Somebody said Justin Smith has something around the lake, but not registered to Justin? Oh no, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Sorry, that disregard, guys. Tracks to Justin's. How did he hear the car at the tracks? Those 2 are best buddies. Riddle me that. That's what Daniel just sent to me. Okay, so we keep it all in perspective, everybody. It's 2 kilometers away. 2 kilometers away. And I shouldn't ask about the right question for me to ask, but how do I ask this properly? You guys ask. I'm gonna drink a lot of coffee and then it'll come to me. For those of you who just read the article, does it say more about what vehicle they heard? Because they said it was Daniel's car. They identified it as Daniel's car. Well, I mean, the streets are empty at night, right? The 2017 Pathfinder. But why? Why would they make, I mean, what would be the motivation behind it? I mean, do they hate you so much that they come, that they... Okay, then let me read it again. Let me read again what they said, okay? Let's see the article, guys. Because there's a good chance I didn't catch something, okay? So. Two people who live near the home of Jack and Lily Sullivan told police they heard a vehicle coming and going in the middle of the night, just hours before the Nova Scotia children were reported missing, court documents show. The new details from witnesses are laid out in redacted words that were previously released in August at the request of CBC News and other news agencies. On Friday, new details of the case were released after CBC News fought to have some redactions lifted. The documents certain court applications filed by investigators for... Wait, let me see what's going in my chat. They hate my family, not diving any deeper. Okay, that was Daniel. On Friday, new details of the case were released after CBC News fought to have some redaction. The documents contain court applications filed by investigators for permission to conduct searches for phone records, banking records, and video related to the case. They include unproven statements made by police. Lily, 6, and Jack, 4, were reported missing in the morning of May 2nd when police received a 911 call, blah, 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 blah. The siblings lived, blah, 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 blah. We know that. On May 9, two constables had a conversation with Brad Wong. Okay, May 9, 1 week after Jack and Lily were reported missing, the constables had a conversation with Brad Wong, who lives near. Daniel, where does Brad live? How far away does Brad live? I haven't seen loud vehicle here yet. Loud vehicle was mentioned previously in that article from Lindsay Jones about 2 months ago. Oh yeah, sorry. He told them he heard a loud vehicle coming and going from, okay. And then Justin told him it was Daniel's, right? That's what they just said. Let's make this very, very clear. Brad Wong heard a loud vehicle and Justin Smith told him that was Daniel's, I think. Remember what we just heard from the news reporter? I think that's the exact words. Across the woods? About what distance, Daniel? I know. Oh my God. Yeah, I know Durwood says a lot, believe me. And your mom said the same thing. That's why I disregarded anything he said from the very beginning. So he said the vehicle left 3 or 4 times after midnight into the early hours of the morning. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Let me look at what Justin Smith said. Smith said he was awake and on Facebook during the early hours of May 2nd, around 1:30 a.m. He heard a car on Highway 289 turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Garlock Road and Lansdowne Station Road. Wait a minute. That would be way down south. He was awake. So does Justin Smith have another property down there where he lives? The intersection is near the home where the children went missing. It made noise, then went quiet. Wait a minute. So does Justin Smith live somewhere else? Does he live on Lansdowne Station Road? Because apparently, Daniel, your mom, Janie said something about, let's go here. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something that a neighbor that was somewhere down here? Because this would be Lansdowne Station Road and Gaylock, according to the article. And this is very close to Jack and Lilly, where the guy says he heard the vehicle. Right? Right or wrong, Smith or Warren? Yes, Daniel, I understand what you just. Oh. Well. Read your messages, guys, the people who are messaging me right now. Sorry, people, I'm getting some messages from different people, all of whom who want to help me. Got it. Sorry, guys, I have 5 different people messaging me right now because I cannot look anything up right now. And I appreciate it very much. So, oh, wow. Holy crap. Holy crap, people. Finally, I'm getting some information here, man. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes here. Okay? I want to make sure that there are no guesses, even though sometimes I cannot be 100%. Wait. Those of you, and I'm talking about several people, I'm inboxing you now. I'm only talking to one person right now. And no, it's not Daniel. It's somebody who has been helping me with property information for quite some time and been extremely helpful. And a lot of these people, of course, they don't want their names to be known. Some live around there. And I want to make sure this one. Supposedly somebody lives there. But let me get the property information too. Let's go back to this article. Wow, people, there's going to be hard for me to look up a loud vehicle. So where was Justin Smith? He was close to the property. I mean, must have been, right? I mean, I don't know. This is Gaylock and Lansdowne Station Road. He heard a vehicle there, so I'm going to see this. Because there are several properties right here. I see no Wong and I see no Smith. I see Geddes. Geddes owns all this one. Wow. That family owns a lot of stuff, I have to say. Oh, his uncle. Wow, man. Huh. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a minute without you in it. Very interesting. That's the one, right? But it's not Wong and it's not Smith. But that would be the match. Maybe Brad Wong is renting? Yeah, it's probably. It's possible. Because the person who owns it lives in Westville. So according to Facebook, you know what I mean? So yeah, maybe Wong is renting it. But you see, this is close to Gaylock and Lansdowne. And that person said, I think Justin Smith, according to the article, Justin Smith said he heard a car in around that intersection of Lansdowne Road and Gaylock, right? Give me a second, people. Pretty intense, people. Pretty intense. I don't know what to make of all of it yet, but at least we have a direction to look into. Yep. I don't know much about Wong, but this would be a property of interest. And remember when Janie told us before, that neighbor lives somewhere down there when you turn on Lansdowne Station Road. This is pretty much what she described, where the neighbor lived. So apparently that neighbor, and I'm not sure if it's Smith that's there or Wong, let me read the article again, but that would make more sense. Not Justin Smith 2 kilometers up north, but somebody here saying that he heard a vehicle around this area. Okay, I'm checking. Oh. Where does Harvey live? Yeah, I saw this one. Wait a minute, guys. Listen, people. Are you still okay? Everybody? All right, people. So this would make more sense. All's good in the hood. So this is where, of course, started. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna end this on a high note. And call it a day or call it a night and spend some time looking up more things. So Daniel Martell, thank you so much for showing up, answering some of our questions. And I'll be back later, people. I think unless I'm getting a very important message right now, unless I'm getting some more information, but I can always come back later. But this is pretty big. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Krista. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you to everybody here. And again, peace out, everybody. It's huge. I will see you soon.